My name is Justin Burnell, and I am a digital nomadic filmmaker living out of the back of this 1989 GMC Ford Vanjira, and I love it. So let's go take a look. So this is my home. I've added a few little touches to make it feel a little more homey and cozy in here. Put some little lights in here. There's still a lot of work to be done. I've only been in here for about 3 months, but there's no sign of stopping. I'm really liking this lifestyle. It's a lot of fun. It really works for me. I really love the simplicity of it and just how simple the van life is. I can cook right here. I can go to the bathroom. I can have a shower if I want. I've got a huge bed here. I really have everything that I need. So this is my kitchen here. I've got a sink here. I got my stove and an oven, and I tend to use this oven more so than the stove actually, which I thought would be the opposite. But yeah, I can pretty much make anything here. I've got my fridge, and I have so much storage for food. My favorite thing about this van is how much storage there is in here. Like my closet, literally when I got the van, I could sit inside my closet. There's just so much storage in here. And then so right beside the kitchen, I have my bathroom. It has a shower in it, which is kind of awesome. I don't use the shower in here. I've used it once for one of the videos that I made on my channel, but I like to shower in the most interesting places that I can find. Usually that's a waterfall. So that's kind of my setup here. This is my bed right here. So this folds out, kind of lays down and goes to about right here. And then if I have guests staying in the van, this also turns into a bed. So from window to window, this is one big bed. So party van. And for my work, I have my little office here that does everything that I need. And I'm connected Wi-Fi. I'm connected through Wi-Fi pretty much all the time. So when I first got my van, I had one battery for the house, and then obviously a battery for the car. And the house battery would not even charge my phone once. It was the worst battery, and expecting to be able to run my computer off of that was not a thing. And I have to run hard drives, an extra monitor. I have a lot of I have 36 batteries for all of my camera gear, and sometimes I need to charge those. That one little battery was not going to do it. So I needed to find a way to be able to power all of my things. So that meant more batteries, but those need to be charged as well. So the way to go is solar panels. So I put two solar panels, 300 watts of solar panels on the roof with my friend Chris. He helped rig that up. And so that's how I run pretty much everything in the van other than my lights, the water pump. That's still run off the house battery, but all of my work and office stuff is run off of the solar panels, and that has yet to die. It's been a couple of months, and I've been able to charge everything, and it has not died once. So I'm super, super impressed with that. So I really lucked out with this van. I was originally going to go for a smaller camper van, but the deal that I found, actually my friend Ryan, he found this, and it was in such good condition. For living in it and having an office, there's just so much space in here. So for me, some of the things that I wanted to change were the speakers in here were not okay. Nothing. And I love music, and I get a lot of inspiration from music. So I got some new speakers. It's a killer sound system. I love it. So that's one of the additions that I had in here. I've put up little string lights. I've replaced some of the wood in here for structure, kind of made the table a little bit stronger, but really, I've not really had to add much. I've added some storage here and just made it a little bit more home. For me, that's maps and some memories of friends, because friends are important for me, and yeah, just making it feel a little bit more home. But structurally wise, I was able to have this van pretty much the way that it is right now. I have wanted to live in a van for the last 6 years, and I've finally made it happen, which I'm so excited about. 6 years ago, I took a trip in my Honda Pilot, which is a smaller SUV, from here in Vancouver down to the Mexico border, and just spent a little over a month just traveling in the back of my vehicle. And I loved that so much. I was by myself, and I was a little bit lonely, but I loved being by myself and just going wherever I wanted to and seeing whatever I wanted to see. And that has stuck with me since then. So it's always been, I need to get a van, I need to do this, I need to stop paying rent and just get in a van and find some really cool places to maybe call home one day. That's kind of one of my goals here. Travel around, see what's out there, and see if I can find home. So for work, I'm a traveling filmmaker. So I make movies and I love it. It's my passion and I'm excited to be able to do that as well. So I have my editing station here, which is also doubles up as my charging station. So I travel from place to place finding clients, and sometimes if there's a really good client, I'll travel a ways to be able to work there. So I make films for my YouTube channel about the van life and also my adventures, and I also make any type of content for whatever the clients need. So lots of music videos. I'm really trying to market myself as a tourism filmmaker. So I love adventure. I love traveling. I love like being in the outdoors. So I'm really trying to cater to that. So working for resorts, sightseeing companies, just making promo videos for them. So that is my work. So I film that during the day and then I come back in here and edit in the night. There are some challenges with living in a van that I expected and did not expect. First of all, being a digital nomad, Wi-Fi is always a thing, and in Canada it's so expensive to like use your hotspot. Wi-Fi is a real struggle for me because I need that for work and I'm constantly communicating Skype meetings with clients. I need to have good Wi-Fi wherever I am. So I've used my phone as a hotspot for Wi-Fi, and after my first month I realized I cannot do that. That is so much money. So I got a little Wi-Fi magic box over there. So that's what I'm using right now. It's cheaper, still expensive. So I'm still figuring out what I need to be doing to get better Wi-Fi. But some of the other challenges are, this is a little bit of a bigger vehicle that I'm used to driving, and finding parking spots, because I don't really like to go to RV campsites. I've never done it, and I don't really want to do that. So for me, I like to find logging roads or places that are further out where I'm not bugging anybody by parking somewhere. So, and I really like being in nature. So finding those spots sometimes can be a challenge, but really, I've had one knock on the door by the RCMP, and that was not cool. But I was in Vancouver and I didn't know that I was actually in Burnaby, and in Burnaby you're not allowed to stay in your vehicle. In Vancouver you are. So I was 2 blocks too far. So I got a knock on the door and I was, oh, okay, sorry. So I see my future being an unknown a little bit. I kind of like living each day just being really present. So I don't really know what I'm going to be doing or where I'm going to be next year. And I kind of like it that way. I know that I love this lifestyle. I love how simple it is, and for me it's the way. I do imagine myself being in this van for a really long time though. It's big enough to have a few people, so I'm not alone all the time. I have a lot of friends that come out for road trips and we hang out a lot, which is fun to do in a vehicle like this. This is just like the best vehicle in my opinion. But yeah, future wise, I want to be doing more jobs that I'm really, really excited about. I love this travel, filmmaking side of things, so I really want to try to push to get more clients like that. And I like being here on Vancouver Island. It's a great place for me, and I think that this may be home. I'm not sure, but still figuring that out. I think that van life is for a lot of people out there, even if you don't really think it is. For me, I did not think that I would really enjoy this lifestyle until I did my first little trip in my smaller vehicle. I was like, I want to do this longer scale on a bigger picture, and I love this. This has been honestly some of the best times of my life, and I'm by myself. And that's just, I did not expect that at all. So I think it's worth it to try. It's not going to be for everyone. I have a lot of friends that are like, I do not know why you're doing this. And I like, totally, it's not for everyone. I'm really lucky here. I have a bathroom. I have a full kitchen. I can shower in here. A lot of vans, you don't have that luxury. So yeah, it's not going to be for everyone if you need to have a shower every single day. For me, I could have a shower every single day, but that would mean me filling up with water a lot, and I'm okay. I use a lot of baby wipes and waterfalls. That's my shower, and I like it. And I stay actually relatively clean. Like, people are surprised when I see them. Like, I've been living in the van for the last few weeks. I haven't had a shower, but I've had showers, and they're like, "Oh, you look clean. You look good." And yeah, so I'm okay with it. I prefer it, actually. People who would enjoy living in a van, for the most part, and the people that I've met, tend to be minimalists. They like living life simply and not having a lot of possessions. You collect memories and moments rather than possessions. So I think that's a really big thing. Also, just being adventurous. For me, I love traveling. I love exploring the outdoors, and this is the perfect way for me to do it while still feeling comfortable. I'm not out of my backpack with a tent all the time because I have my job. I need to be able to work, so this is my office as well. So for me, it's an awesome lifestyle. I can travel, I can see what I want to, I can learn, I can meet so many new people, all while working and traveling. Last year I was renting a basement suite in Vancouver, so that was a pretty small space, but I am a minimalist in my mind. I don't need a lot of things, and I kind of like having it that way. So the transition from moving into an apartment into this wasn't too bad for me, actually. It was pretty easy. There was a few, like, obviously I don't have all my books with me. I'm not able to bring all of my camera and work gear. Like, if I brought my whole entire editing suite in here, it's just impossible to have this lifestyle and be working with so much technology. You can do it, but I'm just not prepared to invest that much. So for me, I can just have, I can work with this smaller setup, and it works really well for me. It was not, I thought it would be more scary than it was, and I moved in here and I'm like, I can do a cartwheel in here. Like, I was not expecting that. So yeah, it was not a hard transition at all. I really think that it's important to follow what makes you happy. For me, I've always followed that rather than money. And that is very different for everyone. My parents used to say that, I used to say when I was really little, like 3, I want to do what I want to do. And I've kind of held on to that, I think. And this is a perfect example of that. Now, yeah, my parents, I told them, I'm gonna go live in a van. I want to do what I want to do. And they're so supportive. They were like, that's awesome. You're doing what you want to do. You do it and you make things work. And for me, just following what makes you happy is like the best thing that you can do for yourself. And I've kind of followed that, and my passions changed. I used to be an actor. Then I was a director. Now I'm like a filmmaker. I think things can change, and if you follow whatever makes you happy, you're just happy, and I think that's super important. And you don't need to have, for me, I don't need to have a huge house. This is my home, and I feel like this is home. I flew in from a job, from being away from this for a week last week, and I came back in here and I was like, I feel like I'm at home. I just laid down and I was like, this is my space, and it's by choice. I don't need a lot of things, and I think for me, that has been super healthy for me to experience this and learn about this. I'm like, I'm just so happy right now. It is tough living in a van, being by yourself. For me, that has been a little bit of a struggle. I'm an introvert for the most part, so I do get my energy from being by myself. But when I go somewhere that's completely new and I'm planning to stay there for a month, I don't know anyone. So it's really good for getting me out of my comfort zone and meeting people. So as well as my filmmaking for other people and making travel videos, I have my own YouTube channel where I share my life in the van and share my adventures. So whenever I'm traveling, usually I make an adventure video. I have shown how I live in my vehicle using solar power and how I've outfitted this to be a digital nomad, essentially. And so for that, I have a YouTube channel called Mile 30 Adventures, and that's where I put all my content there. And that's kind of my hobby. And yeah, I like to do that in my spare time and share my experiences in here.